Halo, halo, kok suara aku udah kedengeran? Sudah terdengar suaranya? Malam-malam, malam-malam aku sendiri. Widih, malam-malam aku sendiri nggak tuh? Kali temenin sama kalian ya? Yeah. Halo, malam ganteng, malam cantik, malam manis. Udah pada makan malam? Udah pada makan malam belum? Halo, halo. Hengki, mending kamu baca judulnya deh. Karaoke katanya. Halo semuanya, udah pada makan malam? Sebentar ya. Udah dong, kalau yang belum makan malam ya. Sambil makan malam juga nggak apa-apa. Udah pada bawa minum, Tom-Tom? Tom-Tom-san, udah pada minum? Udah pada bawa minum? Belum apa-apa udah blunder ya. Ada Naya. Ada. Oke, kita sapa-sapa dulu ya. Ada Hengki, halo Hengki. Ada Evilio, can't wait katanya. Yes, selamat datang. Ada Birdman 15, oke, siap menunggu katanya. Ada Randy, ada Sobat Game YouTube, ada Dang Derji, ada Vistar, malam Vistar, ada Raina, Ikuzo, ada Marinea, halo Marinea, ada Mr. Seal the Deal, sudah siap minum katanya. Nice. Ada Marv, sudah sama gorengan juga, siap sambil makan ya. Ada Darlen, Ikuzo mami, Ikuzo. Ada Raffi, ya sangat badumdes memang, badumdes sekali. Ada Orkbold, halo. Ada siapa lagi nih? Ada Kaiki, malam kak, malam. Udah makan belum? Ada Charlie, malam kan ayah, malam. Ada Vincent ID, malam. Aku bau kucing gitu ya. Malam, malam aku sendiri. Ketahuan nih boomer ya. Ada Irfan, ada Dante dulu. Ada Dante. Halo kak, halo. Ada Irfan, malam mamaku yang tercinta Mama Naya, malam. Bang Kanid, hadir. Halo. Ada Bagas, halo Bagas, malam. Ada Matius, halo Matius. Welcome to the stream. Wah, akhirnya Bedol datang. Bedol, halo mami, halo. Yang game yang bakal aku mainin sekarang itu visual novel, jadi kita chill aja ya. Kita chill seperti biasa, karena kalau aku buru-buru aku bakal blunder. Game visual novel tentang apa tuh? Pokoknya kita pemeran utamanya aku tuh gimana? Pemeran utamanya, main karakternya itu perempuan. Itu how to explain. Pokoknya tuh nanti kita bakal ketemu sama karakter cowok, dan cowok ini tuh vampir. Nanti tuh endingnya tuh ada 3. Apakah kita bakal ninggalin cowok itu, atau kita bakal uncover the truth, atau kita bakal berubah jadi vampir. Jadi ini Naya ini apakah sebenarnya vampir atau bukan, kita lihat endingnya. Tapi nggak tahu deh ya, apa aku bisa ngerjain emang apaan? Apa aku bisa main game ini sampai ending atau enggak? Karena kalau dari playthrough-nya itu katanya 4 jam, tapi nggak tahu lah ya. Jadi kita chill aja, karena kalau misalkan nggak chill aku blunder. Iya. Kalau kata Raina, genre visual novelnya ini apa, Mom? Fantasi. Jelas ya, vampir. Begitu. Bentar ya, aku baca-baca lagi. Ada Andi Kagalau. Avatar lampu hadir menyelamatkanmu, siap biar terang ya, menerangi hidupku. Cia. Kata Boardman 15, fellow Tomtom, malam ini mari kita chill sambil nonton Naya main game. Ada. Iya, warning dari awal ya. Kalau misalkan aku ngomongnya udah nggak jelas berarti itu udah blunder. Nanti diingetin ya, live chat tolong diingetin. Naya, kamu udah mulai blunder, turu sana gitu. Aduh. Enggak Bagas, kata Bagas, kemungkinan 4 jam, Mom. No, Bagas nggak bisa nonton sampai habis. Enggak, aku juga nggak akan mungkin stream sampai 4 jam kok. Aku udah keburu blunder duluan nantinya. Kayaknya paling 1 jam 52 menit lagi kayak biasa-biasa. Iya dong. Ada apa dengan 1 jam 52 menit? Itu durasi aku stream terus kayak gitu terus tahu. Kayak kemarin 1 jam 52 menit. Terus yang stream tanya jawab juga 1 jam 52 menit. Kayak ada apa dengan 1 jam 52 menit? I don't know. Kalau tuh kan udah belum apa-apa. Ya nanti kalau Naya udah blunder disuruh turu aja ya. Naya turu gitu. Kamu udah mulai blunder gitu. Nah, udah kelihatan nanti tanda-tandanya ngomongnya udah nggak jelas, terus gerakannya udah gini-gini. Nah, udah itu. Naya itu udah siap untuk aku pengen tidur kan. Ada Yusu Kurosuke. Halo Kanaya, halo. Ada Iman Syabudi, annyeonghaseyo Ajma, annyeonghaseyo. Kata Bedol, Mami aku mampir ke talent lain dulu ya, nanti balik lagi. Nah ya, konspirasi apa ini? Turu Naya, turu ya. Loh, kok gamenya nggak ada? Loh, Teo, tuh kan, apa-apaan? Sebentar ya. Orang udah aku buka kok gamenya, parah banget. Apaan? Udah dibuka loh tadi gamenya. Ayah. Bentar. Kita setting dulu ya. Emang Naya ini hari-hari menjadi Naya. Oh iya. TMI dulu, TMI. Ada Lidoy Kanairu. Halo Lidoy, welcome to the stream. Mr. Seal the Deal. Jadi kalau Naya mau tidur malah makin aktif, makin nggak mau diem ya. Itu adalah hari-hari blunder. Ada bocil absen, malam Mami Naya, malam. Oh iya. TMI nih tadi sore enggak sih? Enggak tadi sore sih. Tadi banget 2 jam 10 aku stream. Aku tadi kan beli makan ya. Beli makan tuh, lagi jalan tuh kan. Aku jalannya udah di pinggir jalan, terus dari jauh tuh aku udah lihat ada mobil gitu kan, ada mobil ke arah aku gitu. Terus tuh aku tuh udah kayak ada perasaan gitu loh, kayak bahaya nih gitu kan. Soalnya tuh mobilnya agak ngebut gitu, dan kalau dari jauh tuh perkiraan tuh kayaknya bakal agak keserempet atau gimana gitu kan. Jadi akhirnya tuh aku makin ke pinggir dong jalannya, kayak karena nggak mau dekat-dekat gitu kan, karena bahaya banget lah mana mobilnya ngebut gitu. Terus tuh ya udah aku ke pinggir dong ya, udah jalannya ke pinggir banget, mana jalannya lagi kosong pula. Terus tuh setir kemudinya tuh tahu nggak sih malah dibelokin ke arah aku gitu loh. Kayak aku bener-bener itu kalau aku telat ngelangkah ke pinggir udah itu aku trigger warning ketabrak. Wah parah banget sih. Jadi kalian kalau mau berkendara motor atau mobil hati-hati ya, jangan ngebut-ngebut ya. Itu tadi aku hampir aja. Kalau misalkan aku telat minggir udah sih parah banget itu. Ada hari-hari. Ada Andika Suseno, halo Kanaya, halo, welcome to the stream. Ada Faris, halo, welcome to the stream juga. Ada Deka Ermawan Putra, malam. Kata Raffi Widiatama, noted, kalau udah nengok kiri kanan kayak mau nyebrang sama dengan mulai blunder. Yes. Oh sorry, adalah benar. Ada Major K Officer, malam Naya, malam, welcome back to the stream. Ada Nezo Taiga, si pemburu kaiju. Halo Mom, sorry telat baru pulang ngaji. Yes, gak apa-apa, santai aja. Ada Najwa, kembali dengan saya Mami Naya. Halo Najwa, jadi gimana prosesnya untuk cosplay? Iya ya, jadi kalian nanti kalau berkendara apapun itu kendaraannya, mau sepeda, mau motor atau mau mobil, hati-hati ya. Jangan ngebut-ngebut, parah banget. Jangan kayak pengemudi yang tadi. Untung aku masih selamat. Ya guys ya. Oh ya, diberitahukan lagi. Wah, internet. Ya, diberitahukan lagi besok aku bakal baca paragraf buatan kalian. Dan formnya udah ada di Twitter aku @Naya Ishvara. Jadi kalian bisa langsung cek nanti setelah stream ini untuk submit kalimat yang kalian pengen denger dari gimana sih, gitulah. Naya sudah menyerah. Ya, begitulah. Yang pengen dibaca olehku, nah gitu. Enggak gitu bahasanya. Ya pokoknya submit aja kalimatnya deh, gitu aja deh. Kalimat karya kalian nanti aku baca di stream besok jam 8 malam waktu Indonesia Barat. Ya, santai dulu ya, aku masih pengen ngobrol-ngobrol sama kalian. Kata Vistar, infokan plat nomornya pelaku tante. Aduh, aku nggak lihat nomor platnya. Kata Andika Suseno, kalau mau cium Kanaya jangan pakai mobil juga dong boy. Wah, parah banget sih itu, kata Major Officer K. Saya pernah lagi jogging mau ketabrak truk pas lagi mundur. Gimana? Hati-hati ya. Ada Devourer, Subbreaker baru, salam kenal. Halo Devourer, welcome to the stream. Sekarang kita streamnya chill. Oke. Widih, kata Najwa, on progress, aku udah bikin, tinggal beli wig. Nah, loh, udah on progress tuh buat cosplay aku. Ayo Tom semangat berkarya, yang mau cosplay, yang mau gambar, yang mau bikin cerita, monggo. Nanti tag aku jangan lupa. I need you girl, babe. Oke, kita sebentar ya. Gimana deh? Ini tuh tadi tuh gamenya tuh tiba-tiba ketutup gitu, I don't know why. Mari kita pindah ke scene selanjutnya. Nah, ada aku ya? Ada aku dong, jelas dong. Ini parah banget. Yeay, kayaknya dari fellow Tom, kata Birdman 15. Yes. Najwa, jangan lupa cosplaynya ya. Aku sambil buka YouTube, karena kalau main game ini aku nggak bisa buka live chat kalian. Aku nggak bisa baca live chat kalian. Well, ayo bantu Naya mendapatkan monitor baru. Agar Naya bisa baca live chat kalian semua. Yeah. Promosi. Sebentar ya. Kita buka dulu. Musiknya juga nggak ada kok. Belum aku nyalain. Hahaha. Bentar ding. Nanti ya. Santai aja, chill. Kalau aku diburu-buru, aku bakal blunder. Begitulah boomer. Wah. I need you, girl. Nah itu. Hashtag monitor untuk Naya, kata Mr. Seal the Deal. Yes. Monitor untuk Naya. Sebentar ya. Sebentar. Oke, mari kita masuk ke mana? Masuk ke hatimu ya. Audio setting. Kedengeran nggak suara musik dari gamenya? Kalau kedengeran dan cukup pas, kita mulai ceritanya. Kata Devourer, hashtag more screen for more chat. Yes, adalah benar. Ada Iki, mampir bentaran deh. Halo Iki, welcome to the stream. Ada Abirama, malam Tante Naya, malam. Ada Lapis Alfi, sip. Yes, welcome. Udah aman ya, suaranya udah pas, terus ini itunya udah pas. Mari kita return. Mari kita start. Ada wajah aku kan? Let's play. Oh ya, ini berbahasa Inggris ya. So, kalian kan belum pernah dengar aku ngomong pakai bahasa Inggris ya. Sekarang kalian bakal dengar aku baca pakai bahasa Inggris. So this is me speaking in English. Well, maybe I had some accent, I don't know, but I hope that you like my accent and I hope that you can hear me. Anggap aja lagi listening section bahasa Inggris. Iya. Ada TWR Demon, can you be my mommy? Really? I don't know. Can I? Could I? I don't know. Kata Vistar, ini genre apa, Mom? Genrenya fantasi. Okay. My wrist itch. My stomach is turning and empty. My legs are sore. Those swath of hem fabric, strong thought. Ini agak susah sih bahasa Inggrisnya, sabar ya. Belajar bahasa Inggris aja, dengerin aja suara aku. Strong thought around my cheeks and tied in a knot behind my head is chafing against the corner of my mouth. There's bitterness in my tongue. I idly wonder if it's the taste of regret. Wow. Apa ya? Regret. Penyesalan ya. Lihatlah diriku yang gak bisa ngomong pakai bahasa Indonesia kalau bahasa Inggris. Hare. Tapi mari kita translate ya. My two armored escort right ahead of me, exchanging harsh word. Jadi dia tuh ada yang jagain 2 orang, ada di depan, dan mereka itu kayak tuh bisik-bisik gitu di depan cewek ini. I make a short, unhappy noise to contribute to the conversation. Kayak biar mereka denger gitu. Bentar ya. Sah. Oke. Udah nggak ada suara BGM-nya kan? Mantap. BGM Naya sama BGM game tabrakan kak. Udah nggak sekarang kan ya? Udah dimatiin BGM-nya. Kata Najwa, aku mau belajar bahasa Inggris sama Mami Naya aja, boleh nggak ya? Boleh, nanti kita belajar ya. Nanti kita belajar bareng. Nanti ada sesinya ya. Nice. They ignore me. But I so, sir. Really, are you? Shouldn't we stop and make a camp before sundown, sir? Apakah kamu benar, benar-benar? Yang benar. Apa benar? Apakah bukankah lebih baik kalau misalkan kalau kita Maci ganteng? Siapa dari Setsuna? Makasih, semangat streamnya. Yes, makasih. Sebelum matahari terbenam, the younger godsman is jittery and demanding, with a stoop posture that reminds me of a rat. His round face is marred by pock marks and worry lines. Wah. No need. We are making good time. The other guards, as old and large as a cavern wall, has a deep, crusty voice well suited to his frame. I once saw him struggle to fit through a door. Jadi guard yang lainnya itu udah tua dan juga enlarged as dan juga besar dan mempunyai suara yang deep, crusty. Deep crusty, imagine deep crusty. Deep crusty itu deep crusty kayak ini kali ya, kayak suaranya siapa? Yang deep tuh anggap aja suaranya Fox. Wow. The pockmarked god glances towards the horizon line, gritting his teeth. Okay. But sir, enough. We'll be rid of her today. Wah, kita bakal dibuang, guys. Cukup, katanya. Kita akan mengenyahkan, nggak tuh? Kita akan menghilangkan dia sekarang. Hari ini. Read. See that I can't really translate English into Indonesian. Aku nggak bisa langsung kayak translate Inggris ke Indonesia pakai bahasa yang benar gitu ya, instan lagi. Hai. Be rid of me like being rid of some pea-stained rug. How rude. What did I ever do to warrant such objectification? Ya biasa, perempuan itu suka di objectification. Aneh. Feeling facts, I continue to groan and yawl against the hem between my teeth. Ini sassy banget perempuannya, kayak kayak gitu. It's inarticulate and far from the most graceful sound I've ever made, but I make it sounds increasingly urgent. Noise and more noise. One of them pulls the reins of his horse, dismounting with a dull armored clatter like a rattling disc cabinet. Oh. Okay. Kata Mr. Seal the Deal, emang Fox suaranya bikin GWS sih, emang parah banget. Fox nggak ada lawan. Yes, Hanky, betul. Yanfa Animator, halo, welcome to the stream. Hawa Tante Naya, mat malam. NBGSD GRR. Hi, hello. It's the younger one. Good. He approaches me, muttering swears as he reaches back to young the gag from my head. Oh, jadi kita tuh di ini loh, kayak disumpal gitu loh mulutnya, kayak pakai kain, I guess. Yeah. What? Config. What is it now? Kayak gitu. Must people buy me a drink before they bring out the gag? Haha. Oh, ini pilihan. What? Config. What is it now? You all in gates, you hear me, low-browed barbaric boneheads? The whole lot of you? Ini deh kayaknya kayak lebih sassy gak sih? Kayak most people buy me a drink before they bring out the gag. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna choose this because she's sassy. Kata Hanky, game visual novel emang cuman tap-tap doang ya, Mam? Yes. Ini anggap aja kalian lagi dengerin aku roleplay deh. Roleplay nggak tuh? Siapa tahu nanti di masa depan ada apa namanya tuh? Ada konten roleplay ya. Oh, siapa yang tahu? Ini kayak give a taste aja lah. Kata Toxic, Mami coba main game horor, hehe. Ya nanti ya main game horornya, nggak dalam waktu dekat, nggak dalam waktu dekat. Kata Mavindru, halo Kanai, sorry baru datang abis nonton VTuber Monkey. Selamat datang kembali. Wow, ada suara motor. Stop it! He hisses the words low under his breath. Through his ears glow a traitorous shade of tomato red. Anggap aja ini aku lagi storytell lah ya. Storytell tapi ada komentar-komentarnya. It wasn't funny the first time. It won't be funny the next time. There won't even be a next time at the rate we are going. Kata Pokmok. God's man. I can say it again pretty fast, I think. Gods, you really haven't learned your lesson. What's wrong with you? You almost sounds amazed. If my hands were untied, I'd throw my wrists and do a curtsy. Curtsy itu kayak kalau mau hormat ke queen. Ada Metal Bloods. Hello mami, aku kembali lagi nih. Hello, welcome back. Ya, begitu ya. Wah, kelewat. What's wrong? What's wrong? I wag you know exactly what's wrong. I was under the impression we'd moved past ritualistic sacrifice as a civilization, you say? I thought we were better than all this. Yet here you knuckleheads are, dragging me through the woods to feed me to a god-forsaken vampire. I stomp on the branch when I get close enough. The ensuing cracks obscure the sound as I unsheath the dagger from his belt. Wow. Jadi aku ngambil dagger dari beltnya si penjaga. I palm it under my sleeve in a quick motion, hoping my ruse goes unnoticed. Disembunyiin di bajunya. The god stumbles away from me. He draws his sword to keep me at bay, snarling. You keep away, you heretic! Don't come near me! I raise my bound wrist in front of my chest, widening my eyes to look appropriately frightened. And I still have his dagger. By the time he clambers back into his horse, his older companion extends his arm and smacks the back of the young godsman's head. Idiot! Now we have to listen to her belly aching for the rest of the journey. Do we? The younger god shrugged his head, sounding defensive. She caused nothing but trouble. Why not slit her throat and be done with it? Let the wildlife take care of the remains. Ah! Wow, ada apa nih? Oh, the old god hits him again. Dipukul sama old godnya. I'd find a humor in this slapstick routine if they weren't discussing my imminent demise. Shush, boy. We carry Her Majesty's order to the letter, you and I. No shortcuts. Kata Hengki benar-benar menjiwai kali mau membacanya. Kan storytell. I like to storytell, that's why I need to menjiwai, ya? You know the severity of our laws. Underhanded practice will cost you your damn hands. The pockmarked god hunches further at the shoulder. Soldiers. His eye dart around like he wants to argue, but he begrudgingly clamps his mouth shut. I, on the other hand, have a dodge penchant for making my observation known, and I'm blessed with quick retorts. Or it just costs the finger if you are lucky. I notice our wise old man here is missing a digit or two. I raise my restrained palms, wiggling my fingers. Diangkat tangannya terus aku angkat tangan aku terus kayak mainin jari aku gitu. They glower balefully at me. I've seen actual battlefields hard-lot. Do not liken me to your crook bar brawling ilk. Convict, heretic, and now harlot. Wonderful. Kata Dang Derji, R-nya mantap ya dong. Iki, anggap aja lagi dengerin dongeng ya guys. Jangan lupa siapkan kopi kalian. Yes, kalau misalkan kalian pengen sambil rebahan terus ketiduran juga nggak apa-apa. Nggak apa-apa. Kayak lagi kata Najwa. Kayak lagi lihat live actor read script, keren mom. Oh, thank you, thank you. Kata Ryan the guitarist. Hello, oh my, good evening ma'am. Good evening Ryan. Welcome to the stream. Ada Vistar, English accentnya enak buat dibawa tidur. Iya, mending kalian rebahan terus ketiduran. Gak apa-apa, gak apa-apa. Eshiro Effecta, halo Mbak Naya, apa aku telat? Enggak juga sih, biasa aja. Welcome to the stream. Aku baca lagi ya. I roll my eyes and wrinkle my nose at him. I'll bet anything that the old man is lying. Illuvia hasn't waged any war in the past half century. Furthermore, he boasted to my jailers that he's been assigned to this post for the brunt of his service to the crown. But I know better than to push my luck with him. He's more prone to violence than the other guardsmen. I used to lag behind at the start of our journey, defiant and stubborn. The old one never hesitated to yank the rope around my wrist, lurching me right into brambles and sharp stones. Defying him, I learned, meant having scrapped palms and knees at best. Selamat makan, Najwa. Our pace carefully slows when we cross over a mossy log and a series of thick, tangled roots, for the horse's sake, course rather than mine. I work my jaw in silence for a while, keeping a measured distance behind them. My grip on the dagger is unwieldy, oh my gosh, and clumsy. Aiming it towards my bones is trickier than I imagine. I flinch as the pointed tip jabs against my inner arm, but shoot the guard a winning smile when they turn to look at me. So, good old Kurt's forest, eh? Did you volunteer to escort prisoner through the blighted brush, or was it an inherited pause? Fathers, and such? The pockmarked guards scoff and mimics my words under his breath. Nothing to fear in these old woods, lass. Not if you are properly armed. Nothing but bears and wolves. People stare clear because they fear what lies is way beyond. Surely you know that much. The men don't deign to tell me how they were assigned to their roles. None of my business, I suppose. An overhead canopy of leaf spots, allowing patches of sunlight to heat my scalp and cheeks. The journey has been so long and exhausting, but not altogether difficult. I'd even consider it idyllic from its perpetual backdrop of birdsong and distantly running water. Ada Mr. Seal Deal bilang, nanti malam pas tidur bisa banget diputar lagi ini, very calming. Sure, why not? Fran Indra, welcome. I could hear your voice all day, Mom. Yes, you could. Ini game visual novel tentang apa Mbak Naya? Kata Eshiroe. Ini tentang vampir. Yes. Ada Hai Zulfi, malam mama. Hello, welcome. Ada Dobi RG, malam mami, malam. Ryan the guitarist say, my oh my, I like your English accent, Madam Naya. Thank you. It's not even English, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like a little bit Australian, also a little American. I don't know. Ada Haidar, welcome. Lanjut. Any sense of leisure sinks and coils at the pit of my stomach as I realize the birds have gone silent and the sound of water has risen into a dull roar. Udah malam, guys. Before us is a murky disk of water blemished green with algae. Miles long, miles wide, and harrowingly uncertain depth. A jagged, ostentatious estate protruding from the ground like a sword, though someone's back looms across the water expanse. Not the first discreet castle I've seen in my travels, but perhaps it might be my last. That's where I'll be staying then? Home sweet home? Shit, I've barely... Whoa! What did I say? I'm sorry, YouTube. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear anything, everyone. You didn't hear anything. I'm sorry. I've barely shone through a quarter of my restraint. Even if I make a break for it now, they'd run me down on horseback. I tried it before. Back when they marched me through the greater plains, they nearly trampled me into pace. Hampir ditabrak sama ini dong, ditabrakin sama apa? Kuda. Kayak tadi aku hampir ketabrakan ya. Aduh, hari-hari. Kalian sambil makan juga nggak apa-apa ya. Jangan lupa minum. Tadi aku minum dulu ya. Quiet down. You sorry lass. You may wish to take this time to consider your last word. That's not the bad idea. I could hit you with a real zinger before I go. The old god groans, mumbling a bitter prayer. I barely have time to hide the dagger before he dismounts and shoves me with more force than necessary. He hauls me unceremoniously into the ramshackle little boat, leaving the pockmarked god to deal with me while he tends to the horse. Ada Jensi. Malam tante, malam. Kata Najwa, hari-hari dicium benda mati seperti kuda, motor, mobil. Ya, gak tahu deh. Hari-hari memang hari-hari. Lanjut. My breath catches when the remaining gods take the seat opposite to me. His gawky movement nearly made the boat capsize before we've even left the shore. Wow. Kedengeran gak sih? Gemas. Kayaknya unj. Sampai sini deh. Ikan. The boat cuts through algae like a knife. Over on dry land, the old god's man takes a heavy seat in the grass as he watches the sun descend. It's more serene view than he deserves. I take a deep breath and open my mouth to shout. I'm gonna say this one. The first one, obviously. Ada pilihannya you old bastard and overgrown prune. Obviously, because I will shout something, I will shout this one. You old bastard! Wow, itu suaranya bakal kenceng banget di telinga kalian. Sorry. Ada Wian Chan Channel. Mat malam bang. Selamat datang Tom to my stream. The young god bites back a chuckle and clears his throat. I suppose he is freer to find a referee now that we're safe distance away. I rarely crane my neck around. I observe how the water completely surround the estate. That makes this a moat. But there curiously isn't a drawbridge inside. At its northeast and westward edges, the moat connects to a river. Following one side will likely lead one straight to the Rubifian Ocean. It's quite lovely, really, to be surrounded by such a wealth of natural water. Shame, I never learned how to swim. Hah, dia nggak bisa renang dong. Siapa di sini yang nggak bisa renang? Aku bisa. I don't suppose Can I persuade you to ferry me over yonder, all the way around the estate, on the other side of the shore? The gods elect not to reply. He won't even look at me now. Kata Metal Bloods, aku ngegame sambil nonton mami. Yes, enjoy your game. Thank you for staying in the stream. Aside from the oars coughing through the water, the remaining boat ride is hush and never walk breaking. Oh, ini anggap aja ini tuh kayak a little taste of what's like of stream besok. Kan besok aku streamnya bacain cerita kalian ya. Jadi suara ini, intonasi ini, nada ini tuh nanti bakal ada di stream besok. Jadi anggap aja ini tuh kayak prototype gitu. I sit up straight and stock still, trying to keep my weight centered despite the stinging insect nipping at my neck and ankles. Kebayang ya banyak nyamuk. The sun turns red as it dips closer to the horizon. It takes half an hour to reach the other side, if not longer. Beyond the lip of the water is carved ledge, with a bit of trenches surrounding the estate perimeter. Ooh. The guard wastes no time forcing me upright and pushing me off the side. I fall into a roll, barely cushioned by the impact of grassy mud. I aim myself back up with effort, ready to yell the insult boiling at the tip of my tongue. To my surprise, the young god is still up there, lingering at the edge. Pilihannya ada miss me already atau hesitating doesn't make you better than him. I think I'm gonna choose the latter. Hesitating doesn't make you better than him. With the sun setting behind the god's man, his feet are cast in unreadable shadow. His finger twitch and tap at his side. He casts uneasy glances over his shoulder before finally he grumbles and rummages through his overcoat. Kayaknya ada seseorang di belakangnya dia deh. From it, he pulls out the neck of a familiar instrument and throws it onto the ground with me. I cry out as my lute lands on the mat, nearly falling onto my own shoulder as I reach and fail to catch it. You owe me. Oh, bukan ternyata. Oh, ternyata dia ngasih alat musik ke kita. Alat musik kita. You owe me in your next life conflict. I hope this accursed thing provides you some comfort in your final moment. I glared up at him. Old guy make you nervous then, hey? All that talk about cutting off your hands for being underhanded. Shut up. I knew you were acting jumpy for a reason. I just knew it. You were gonna pawn off my cool little beauty here, but now you don't want to risk getting caught with it. Harlot! He spits at me before he hurries away. Aku mau lepas dulu yang buat tangan bentar ya. Wow. Kata Iman Syahbudi, Mom, would you rather eat baby goat or a mata baby? Mata baby? I don't know. Henki, ini kalau misalkan salah milih bakal ngaruh ke ending gak, Mom? Yes, bakal ngaruh ke ending. Kata Randy, aku jadi lapar lagi pas nonton Mami Naya. Makanlah sambil makan. He spits at me before he hurries away. I listen for the sound of the boat sloshing into the water and then it breaks off, or shortly thereafter. Now, why is it that when people don't know how else to argue with a woman, they must remark on how frequently she has beep? With effort, I dislodge the dagger from the inside of my sleeve. I still unwieldy. But cutting myself loose is a little easier when I don't need to hide the blade from my captors. Beep. Yes. I pick up my lute, carefully wiping off the dirt and grime before I check and adjust its string. I holster it across my back where it belongs. It's thankfully intact, but I'm not sure I can say the same about myself. Okay. I I know I need to come up with a plan. I need to explore and get familiar with my surroundings, seek out hiding spot while there's still daylight. But my entire body is aching. I won't get far if I push myself to move now. I check the inside of my clothes for the last of my possession. Kept safe and hidden under the lining. I've never been more grateful to have learned invisible stitching. Hari-hari memang. A handful of coin and my songwriting journal are all I have left. I had hidden a number of small blades on my person, but I was too reckless in my previous escape attempts. I keep getting caught, and they confiscated all my knives. This Scotsman dagger isn't too shabby, at least. I tuck the blade into my belt, careful not to poke myself. I'll be ready to use it when it's dark. The ledge I fell from the cast a long shadow. I edge away from it into the remaining lights, and I concentrate into taking deep, rejuvenating breath. This creature of the night. I've heard it can change its very shape. If it pursues me in the form of some animal, I doubt I can outrun it for long. Okay, ya namanya juga vampir ya. Ada Juan gantung. Ngantung malam, welcome to the stream. It's wisest to save my strength so I can battle whatever form it takes. After all, I'm determined not to go down easily. Yeah, well. Rhapsodic Introduction. Chapter 2. Rhapsodic Introduction. Dusk falls. There's barely silver apricot orange glowing across the horizon, which means my shelter of light dims and shrinks by the minute. I shiver at the evening cold burrows under my clothes, and I sense the vampire just moments before I hear it speak. Ooh.
Well, another gift from the crown.
Did you hear that, fellow? Did you hear that, Tom? He said, well, another gift from the crown. Yum. Ada berapa chapter, Mom? Kalau nggak salah, lupa deh. Berapa chapter ya? 8 kali? 8 nggak tahu 10. Well, another gift from crown, he said. The creature's airy, serpentine voice moves around me as it prowls beyond the perimeter of remaining lights. It's watching me, circling me like a vulture.
What grievous crimes you must have committed to be sent all the way here.
Ooh, okay. Okay, darling. Okay, baby. Darling. Calm down. Chill. Kata Hengki satu chapter hampir 1 jam. 1 jam tuh karena kita tadi ngobrol dulu, Hengki. Ngobrol dulu terus bercanda dulu kan tadi. Lama tuh. What grievous crime you must have committed to be sent all the way here? I draw my dagger, pointing it at source.
Assessing your dinner, beast? Your mother should have taught you not to play with your food.
Okay, that's my voice then. Assessing your dinner, beast? Your mother should have taught you not to play with your food. Wow. Okay, chillax. The voice lapses into the contemplative hum. My heart hammers against my ribs as I lose track of the vampire in the silence. I twist around, catching sight of its eyes reflecting in the moonlight right when it lunges. Iya, jadi aku nggak akan mainin ini sampai tamat. Oh wow, di sebelah sini guys, terhalangin sama ini, kehalang sama chat. But yeah, he's handsome already. Okay. Dibawa ke pinggir ngapain? The vampire snatches me by the wrist. The skin on its dark, clawed hand bubbles under the warning sunlight before it wrenches me into the shadows. Nanti mereka ke pinggir lagi kok. Jadi sabar aja ya. Mohon bersabar, ini ujian. Kalau kata Randy, itu nanti ada vampirnya ya, Mom? Ya iya jelas, ada vampirnya. Wow, he's handsome though. He's like a daddy, you know? Ada Hengki tadi bilang, kalau aku misal manggilnya Naya aja boleh? Boleh, silakan. Panggil aja Naya, asal jangan panggil milikku aja. Cah. Ada Misteri Chigo. Hello Mom. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Ada Bagas 24. Tante. Iya, ada apa? My dagger clatters to the ground.
You're talkative. I usually like it when they're talkative.
Okay, sir. You're talkative, he said. I usually like it when they are talkative. Okay, I'm sure I'm talkative, sir. I'm a VTuber. I like to talk. Yes. Siap.
But yours is an insolent nature. No doubt you've ended up here by disrespecting some local authority.
Oh, yours is an insolent nature, huh? No doubt you ended up here by disrespecting some local authority. Okay, so the vampire hides my arms above our head, positioning us face to face as he regards me. Kita diangkat, guys. Kita diangkat. Hari-hari menjadi manusia. I scrutinize him in turn. He bears similarity to human man, but I still glance upward, observing his already healed hand with dismay. Biasalah ya, healingnya cepat.
You smell of chain rust, fresh soil, dried blood, and incense.
Oh, okay. Did you just smell me? Mr. Vampire? Oh my gosh, you smell of chain rust, fresh soil, dried blood, and incense. Okay. Did you just smell me? Kata Pran Indra, did Naya just blushes? Oh, I don't know for sure. Did I blush? You didn't say anything. Kata Dang Derji, tutorial jadi vampir supaya dibilang handsome sama mommy. Yes, cari tutorialnya. Thank you. Penasaran sama wajah vampirnya? Nanti kelihatan.
Yeah, I'm a big hit with nuns and orphans.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big hit with nuns and orphans. What am I doing? This isn't the time for banter. I struggle in his grasp. He steps forward and we remain blanketed under the gloom of darkness. There is a small clatter underfoot as he drives his boot under my dagger, kicks it upright, and then snatches the blade out of the air in a fluid motion. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, he's a vampire anyway. He thrills the dagger between his long fingers, raising it.
Most unusual. Few of my guests manage to smuggle a means to escape their bonds.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything again. I'm not gonna say. Let him speak. Let him speak, everyone.
If I had to wager, you must be a talented cutpurse, which wouldn't be the worst offense, all things considered.
If I had to wager, you must be a talented cutpurse, which wouldn't be the worst offense, all things considered. Really, did you just consider all things before you say that, sir?
Stop manhandling me!
Wow, the voice is so dramatic. Stop manhandling me! Okay. With my free open palm, I smack him hard across the face and yank my captive hand free. He flinches at the blow, looking more astonished than anything. I don't stay long enough to watch how he reacts next. Lari kayaknya ya. Kata Asta, Kak Naya sorry karena lagi dan lagi saya telat karena turnamen. Gak apa-apa. Jangan-jangan vampirnya Mami Naya. Siapa yang tahu? Ternyata I run. My lungs are heavy in my chest and my body is screaming at me to catch my breath, but I can't stop now. There's nothing I can use in the courtyard. My only choice is to head into the estate and hope to find means of escape. There's got to be a ladder or something I can use to scale that damned ledge. And then I just need to find something buoyant, like a wood panel or a door. Something! I round dizzying identical hallways. Okay. Down several cavernous room, displacing dining chair and overturning saloon and tables in my wake. But there's nothing I can use to escape. Nothing I can narrow down in my panic. All the while, the vampire follows me with an even stride. He rubs his cheek with narrowed eyes. See, now that's... Ow. Wah, Naya, please lah. Now that's the face of the vampire, everyone. Can you see that? Can you see him? Ya, Hanky diapain tuh? Ya, tadi aku nampar beliau. Nice VA though, really. For real, it's nice VA. And you know what? The game, the Ballads at Midnight. If you want to play the game, it's free on the Steam. It's free. How it's free? I don't know. Kata Pran Indra, did he just sniff at Naya? I don't know, I guess. Asta, ya telatnya sejam lagi, nggak apa-apa. Ada Fayad, malam. Kalau kata Hengki, kalau Naya vampire, aku rela kok dihisap darah sampai habis. Kamu kelainan. Udah mulai blunder lagi kah Naya? Enggak, tadi pulpen ke senggol. All the while, oh ya udah tadi ya.
Will you slow down? This is terribly tedious.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna slow down for real. Marinea bilang, I'm back, mommy, habis daily Genshin, welcome back. Gimana Genshin tadi? No. He hasn't changed his shape, but I know how quickly he can pounce if I let him near. I can't let him get close. I toppled a nearby cabinet, sending it careening into the floor between us. The vampire makes a small offended noise amid the sound of crashing glass. Before he can react further, I seize a standing vase and hold it aloof, ready to throw.
Stop it. Calm down.
Okay. I'm calm, Mr. Vampire, I'm calm. I'm chill. I'm just gonna drink. Jangan lupa minum, everyone. He has a nice voice, to be honest. He has a nice voice. Kata Asta, GWS berat buat lo semua. Siap. Kata Mr. Seal the deal. Chill, Mr. Vampire, chill. I think it's not Mr. Vampire who needs to chill, but it's me that I need to chill. I need to chill out. But yeah, anyway, Mr. Vampire and his handsome face and his handsome voice. I really like it. Kata Hanky, vampire-nya tipe-tipe ojisan idaman ciwi-ciwi. Yeah. True enough. I pivot my grasp on the lips of the vase, bending my arms menacingly. Water and flowers slosh onto the floor.
You dare to tell me to calm down? Really?
You dare to tell me to calm down? Really? Okay, girl. Okay, chill. There's an audibly muffled sigh when the vampire staples his hand in front of his nose.
I despise the chase. Look at this blasted mess.
Okay.
You realize no one else lives here? After you're gone, who do you think has to clean up the remains of your rampage?
You, sir. Kamu yang harus beres-beres. Kasian banget. Mr. Vampire-nya yang harus beres-beres. Hicks. Aku siap buat beres-beres rumah kamu, Mr. Vampire. Really. I'm ready to be your housewife, yeah. Did I really just simping over the Mr. Vampire? Yes, I am.
I'm sorry. Are you criticizing the way I'm fighting for my life?
Okay.
You must understand, mortal. Despite what the good people of Illuvia will have you believe, I have no bestial compulsion to take your life, alright?
You misunderstand, mortal. Despite what the good people of Illuvia will have you believe, I have no bestial compulsion to take your life, alright? Oh, so you won't bite me then? That's good news, I guess. Or a bad news. A bad one, I don't know. And maybe I want to be bitten. I want to be bitten by you, I don't know. You don't hear anything, live chat? You don't hear anything, Tom?
Though I'll admit you have sorely tempted me with the prospect of your demise, there is a civilized alternative worth considering.
Kata Randy, udah gak sabar mau lihat vampirnya. Itu cowok vampirnya? Itu yang cowok vampirnya? Dang dereji aku iri dengki dengan vampirnya. Vistar ini berapa chapter, Mom? 10 kalau nggak salah. 10 atau 11. I forgot. Antara 8, 10, 12 deh. A civilized alternative to become a withered bloodless corpse decorating his hallway. Aku nggak akan main ini sampai tamat hari ini ya. Chill, aku nggak akan speedrun. Nanti bakal ada chapter 2-nya, I guess. I keep the vast aloof, halfway between willful rebellion and uncertain curiosity.
I'm listening.
Okay, I'm listening.
That is all I ask. First of all, this here.
Okay. He dangles the dagger from between two fingers as if it's a dirty sock he found in my chambers.
As a show of good faith, I will return to you this nasty little thing.
Okay, sir. I am convinced that I really like his voice. I mean, the type of his voice is matched with his face. I really, really like that.
In exchange, you will not stab me with it.
Oh, okay. I will not stab you with it, sir.
Its blade is neither sharp nor long enough to kill me, but it will deeply annoy me. If I am deeply annoyed, I will be forced to rescind my good faith and tear you to shreds.
Okay. Its blade is neither sharp nor long enough to kill me, but it will deeply annoy me. If I'm deeply annoyed, I will be forced to rescind my good faith and tear you up. Oh, wow. Oke, jadi kita jangan ganggu beliau. Aduh, sorry. Jangan ganggu beliau ya. Jangan bikin beliau kesal.
Understood?
Understood. 100%. Understood, sir. I furrow my brows, but I nod. It makes sense. If I actually want to incapacitate him, I'd at least need a larger weapon. I've yet to hear any myth where vampires are notoriously weak to standard cavalry daggers.
Good girl. Here.
Did he just say good girl? Chat. Tom. Please tell me Did he just say good girl? Did save. Save. Empty slot. Yes. Return. Did he just say good girl, Tom Tom? Oh my goodness. What is happening? Okay. Okay, this is such a fun surface. He tosses the dagger over to me. It slides along the floor until I stop it with the heel of my boot. Kata Pistar, aku mau dibilang good boy sama mami. Mau apa mau? Mau apa mau? Mending follow, share, subscribe, likes juga. Nanti kita lihat apakah akan ada video.
Our next matter at hand is the barter.
Oke, apakah akan ada video aku bilang good boy or good girl? I don't know. I don't know. Minum dulu ya. Our next matter at hand is the barter. Barter apaan tuh?
I've been known to spare and set my prisoners free in exchange for knowledge or for an item of substantial value.
Okay.
Fortunately for you, I noticed the loot strapped to your back while you were racing through my abode.
Ngeliat alat musik tadi. Oh no. I pivot my torso away, trying in vain to hide the instrument from sight.
Come now, don't be selfish. Give it to me and you will have your freedom.
Oh, sir. Really now, sir? Really?
Your life will be yours again. Keep away from Illuvia and lay low for several years, and the crown will be none the wiser.
Okay.
I can't.
I can't.
What?
Chill, Mr. Vampire. I've cared for it ever since I was a little girl. How can I possibly give it up now?
I can't give it to you. No. I nearly lost it once already.
Okay, that makes sense.
Nothing is stopping you from purchasing a new one once you have your freedom.
Alat jangan dibawa dong, jangan dibawa dong. Alat musik kita mau dibawa guys sama the vampire. Mr. Vampire, I mean, although you have a sexy voices and I kind of seem on your voice and kind of seems on your model, but still though, like you can't take my instrument, sir.
Certainly you'll have to save up for a while. I recognize the value of an average instrument, let alone how much an artisan lute must cost now after centuries of inflation. However, you will have plenty of chances to...
Yeah, talking about inflation. Are we really now talking about economic?
No.
Ooh, wow.
No. I said I won't give it to you.
Why not?
Why is he angry at me? Hypocrite. I raise my voice to match his tone. I can't help it. I get competitive.
You imply me to be insensitive on the grounds of trampling through your home, but what about you? Demanding my only means of providing for myself.
Ooh, so emotional, girl. You imply me to be insensitive on the ground of trampling through your home, but what about you? Demanding my only means of providing for myself. Ooh, wow. Kata Dang Derji, mau banget. Mau banget, kah? Kata Randy, oh vampirnya yang cowok kah? Yes, yang cowok.
Your only means? Nonsense. You're able-bodied, young, far from hideous. Once you have your freedom, I'm quite certain you'll figure something out.
You need to understand, sir. Ooh, no need to bear your fang. I have fang, ha. Aku juga punya taring. Jangan sombong kamu. Jangan mentang-mentang kamu punya taring. Naya juga punya taring. I am maybe a vampire. I don't know. Am I though? Like, let's see. I do have fangs. Ya, lagi kayak gini aja nggak keluar fansnya. Ah. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ada tuh. Udah lah, kelihatan pokoknya.
Your venerable age must have impaired your hearing then, vampire, because I'm not sure you quite caught it when I repeatedly said no. I am not giving it to you.
Okay, girl, chillax. Must have impaired your hearing then, vampire, because I'm not sure you quite caught it when I repeatedly say no. I'm not giving it to you. Oh wow, okay.
Fine, then you're not leaving.
Don't bare your fangs to me, vampire. I also have fangs. Jeez. Ooh, okay. He flings his hand skywards, turning and stalking towards the nearest
I
window.
pray you'll have fun rotting in here for the remainder of your brief and miserable existence, mortal. At which point you and I might have something in common.
Ooh, he's gone, everyone. He's gone. Once the smoke clears, I see the flapping outline of the bat soaring out of the window and into the night. I groan between gritted my teeth, jostling the stupid face that I'm holding over my head. As tempting as it is to smash, I set it down and begin to gather the displaced flowers with a dejected sigh. The blooms are vibrantly fresh and fragrant, but they are going to wilt without water. Gosh. I just got into a screaming match with the vampire and upset him so much that he had to, I don't know, go take an angry nap. I'm still alive. I should really count this as a win, but I don't know, my chest is tight with apprehension. I wasn't supposed to annoy him. He said he'd rip me to shreds if I annoyed him. Damn it, god damn it! What have I done? Should have offered to barter with something else. I doubt he'd be interested in a few coins I have, but I can't bear to part with my music. But he did mention an option to trade knowledge. Even if he's had centuries to experience the world around us, surely there's an obscure nugget of wisdom I can impart. After all, I like to think that everyone I meet teaches me something new. I'll have some leverage if I can figure out what he already knows. And if I can't, then I need to find something else to protect myself. The dagger will be a little use aside from the cutting rope. I think it's gonna be like chapter 3 then. Stray Dog Serenade. Okay. Kata Vistar, is this kind of romance visual novel, not mom? Not really romance though. Jadi nggak terlalu romance. Suaraku tiba-tiba kayak gini kenapa? Nggak begitu romance. More like iya. Tapi ya sih romance juga sih. Nah, ya blunder nih jam berapa nih sekarang? Baru juga 1 jam lebih. Romance, fantasi, tragic, mostly tragic sih sebenarnya, daripada ketimbang romance lebih ke tragic. Hengki ketinggalan apa saya? Gigit, mana gigitnya? Nggak tahu dah. Mana gigitnya? Nggak tahu, udah telat Hengki. Parah kamu. Kata Mitsuki, telat kah mom? Udah 1 jam, apakah itu telat? I don't know. Night seems never ending as I creep through the estate. The vampire hasn't shown himself since our earliest squabble, though his absence does little assuage my nerves. I guess I'm gonna play like 4 chapter. Let's see. Antara 4 chapter atau enggak 5 chapter deh ya kita mainnya ya. Kata Marinea, tanda-tanda kecilnya sudah bermunculan WKWK. Ya, begitulah boomer. Bentar ya. As any prey animal knows, the deadliest predator is one you don't see coming. Exhaustion weighs against my eyes, but adrenaline dip keeps me on edge, pulsing through my veins like a heavy drum. The slightest shift of wind-blown curtains make me jump. I keep expecting those moonlight eyes to be watching when I turn, But shadows are always barren, devoid of vampires. But does he truly mean to sulk for the remainder of the night? I suppose I should count my blessing while I can. As I explore, I notice how each successive chamber is spotless and immaculately tidy. Aside from the furniture I disturb, which I take the time to straighten, I uncovered an abundance of abundance of books crowding and the shelves and various surfaces. They contain an array of technical topics, including geography, geography, astronomy, invocation, and mathematics. Math is not mathing. They're all dog-eared and full of notes. Don't tell me he's read every book in the estate. I can't panic yet. I can still narrow this down. Assuming he takes his time to clean his most frequented spaces, I ought to pay attention to what is and isn't covered in dust. Yet even locating a single cobweb presents a unique challenge. I set a book down, running my hands across the marble exteriors of the engraved fireplace. Even this is pristine, unmarred by old ashes and leaking flames. Wait a minute. Oh, nggak ada ya? Nggak ada suaranya. Oh, mungkin memang lagi nggak ada. Aduh. Diingetin sama mod. Naya, aku lihat-lihat link Discord belum kamu tulis di deskripsi. Yes, I haven't. I'm sorry. Next time. Nanti deh, aku edit lagi dari awal. I'm gonna check out to my M-chan, to staff San. Apakah memang boleh dimasukin ke link Discordnya, boleh dimasukin ke description box or not? I'm gonna ask my staff San. Okay. The nearby fire iron, at least, is encouraging sight. I pick it up to give it a gentle swing, testing the weight, and a winch when my arm throbs in protest. Sakit kan kamu? I'll have to remind myself to use my non-dominant hand. The fire iron has a dull tip that's unlikely to pierce skin, but a decisive strike should send anyone reeling, even an immortal creature of the night. Of course, pissing him off by whacking him in the head is a last resort. I am more interested in jabbing the fire iron into the ledge outside and using it as a handhold to climb my way up. The idea may be absurd, might sound absurd, but it could work. I won't know until I try. Although, even if I successfully scale the ledge, I'd still have to defeat the moat somehow. My gaze wanders across the chamber. If someone is wealthy enough to build a castle, they usually enjoy surrounding themselves with the larger-than-life portraits. One would think that I'd found a big enough painting to pry off the wall and ride across the moat by now, but the decor is tragically modest. As I move to lower my arms, the golden glint reflects off the dark metal of the fire iron. I pivot my shoulder with a cautious hope. There, thin rays of dawn light gleam through the drawn curtains. Kata Hengki. Serasa didongengin Hengki atau Mister ini? Oh, Hengki. Serasa didongengin sama Naya, jadi ngantuk, tidurlah. My body practically moves on its own. I march to the window, wrench the curtains open. Morning daylight fills with the chamber. I've never been happier to see the sun peeking over the mountains like an old friend. Though, the moment the curtains shift, a small beige shape moves with it across the floor. A rat? I hate rats. I've always been scared of them. When I hop away from the shape, I observe how it doesn't continue to move. I bent to inspect it, using the fire iron for support. It's just first scrap of parchment, brown and frail with age. Yet it's an unusual sight considering how free of dirt and clutter the rest of the room is. Would you look at that? He's finally missed his spot. I suppose the vampire doesn't enjoy cleaning under the curtains. Lest the sun sneak up on him unawares. I turn the paper over, noting the smudge of charcoal rubbing off my thumb. Part of a larger drawing, maybe even one of those enormous portraits I'm sorely missing. I'm sure it's worthless, but no, I'm holding on to it. Perhaps the vampire will appreciate my help in tidying up. I try and fail to hold back a yawn that makes my entire body shudder. The bloom of sunlight fixed in the sky, though refreshing to see, also serve as a reminder of how much time has passed, of how little sleep I've gotten. There won't be a better time to get some rest. I look about the chamber one final time. To be surrounded by various furnishing is a mystifying sort of torture. Despite how all those nights of sleeping on the ground have left me yearning for the comfort of cushion, I know I can't sleep here. The vampire needs only to close the curtain to accost me in my sleep. Back aside I go. The days are long this time of the year. I'll have plenty of time to try climbing the ledge when I wake. I grab a decorative pillow from the sofa. It's not much, but it will make my cobblestone bed a little more bearable. Kata Hengki, ini aku ganti Pepe, yes. I retrace my step through the estate and practically collapse into the first ring of the sunlight I find. I awaken from the dreamless, restless slumber into the cold of evening. Sitting up with a jolt, I scan the sky with a mounting dismay. Sun down again? Already? How could I have slept for so long? The clenching ache in my bones and blossoming bruises in my skin reveal the answer of my unspoken question. My stamina is spent. I won't be able to run the way I did yesterday. No, damn it. It feels like the very shadow are reaching for me, straight across the ground like long claws. And speaking of claws, from the shade nearby, the vampire looks down at me with flat displeasure. My fingers curl instinctively around the fire. You're still here, on the ground no less. Where else would I be? Why? I figure you would have climbed onto the roof, run some metal calculus to determine the best angle to approach, and then leap into the moat to swim to freedom. A bit passes as I stare at him. Yes, that would be very practical, but anyone who tries it would surely splatter against the rocky ledge below. Perhaps, and even if they made it to the water, they would discover the alligators in the moat. Alligators? Really? No. What the hell? I think I like you more when you were menacing me about what crimes I'd committed. She disliked the taste of her own medicine. Shocking. Ini kalau main full game berapa lama ya? Kata Hengki, 4 jam. Abirama, ini kenapa Hengki semua pada tidur kali? He folds his arm behind his back as he paces around me. I'm very aware that he can grab and drag me into the shadow if he so desire, but he's choosing not to. You never did tell me what you did to get sent here, said the vampire. You're right, I didn't. We stare at each other now, sharing an ugly pause. I said, but I apologize for my behavior last night and for making a mess. The vampire said, truly. He looks as though he's expecting a punchline. I said, yes, truly. I don't know what it's like to own an estate, but I'm sure it's dreadful having someone run through it. The vampire said, indeed. Will you tell me what you're planning to do with my fire iron? I said, what, this old thing? Kata Hengki, kalian ikut komen atuh biar gak aku semua, katanya tuh. Hengki bilang tuh, aku gak masalah kalian gak ikut komen karena tapi ya bagusnya ikut komen sih. Karena ya kalau ketiduran bagus lah, berarti suara aku bikin nyaman, Cia, bikin nyaman gak tuh? Suaraku bikin kalian nyaman. Kata Boardman 15 sambil belajar, Nay. Makannya gak nongol aku. Siap, semangat belajarnya, Boardman. Asta gak tahu mau komen apa. Kata Raina, lagi mode radio, lagi sambil ngerjain tugas. Oh berarti benar ya, suara kalian belajar, kalian ngafalin, kalian makan ditemani oleh suara Naya. Yeay, nggak apa-apa lah tidur pun. Kata Major Officer K, memang benar. Oh memang benar aku bikin nyaman gitu. Cia, bikin nyaman gitu. Mana lah bikin nyaman. I could lie to him, but I see little point in it. While I've developed a skill for enthralling an audience with tall tales, it's not as if I can trick him into believing my story are real. Unless they're children, of course, and the passing vampire hasn't seemed terribly childlike thus far. In any case, I'm not a good liar. When one is not a good liar, honesty is by far the better policy. If you leap at me, I would have tried to swing it at you, but I also thought I could use it as a handhold to get over the ledge. Si vampirnya bilang, I cannot begrudge you for your caution against me, but using a fire iron as a handhold, really? The ledge is made of a solid stone. Kata Asta, lagi sibuk menghafal buat presentasi besok. Wah, semangat buat presentasi besoknya ya. Kata Major Officer K, tadi habis dari showcase-nya Capcom, Naya lihat. Wah, Resident Evil 4 remake, really? I really want to. Iya, nanti lihat Thank you for the info. Raina, suara Mami Naya enak banget soalnya. Enak, emang bisa dimakan ya. Kayaknya ada micinnya dari suaranya. Ada Rafa Adit Prasetyo. Halo Mami, sorry telat. Yes, okay, it's fine. Kata Hengki, iya Nay, bikin nyaman hatiku. Jah, kemana lah bikin nyaman hatimu? Well, it's old, isn't it? Surely the stone has watered down over the years. Kata vampir, it most certainly has not. You would begrudge me for trying everything at my disposal? I might. If you ruin my fire iron in the process, you need not try such inventive tactics if you agree to battle with me. Right. Yes. Wah. Pulpennya. Mending simpen deh. Ada Tegar Andika. Halo. Right. Yes, about that. I'll have you know, extremely well traveled. How informed are you about recent history and new discoveries throughout the world? What makes you think I would be interested in such things? Well, you mentioned you were open to trading knowledge. I remember it like it was just yesterday. I mean, like it is yesterday though. Every 2 years, I receive a new guest at my estate. Each guest has some capacity to tell me news of the outside world. I have previously offered their freedom in exchange, but hearing news of the outside world loses its appeal when one is not. When one is not welcome to participate in it. But some men and women have nothing else to give. Surely you would not deprive this opportunity from a future guest when you have more to offer than this. Yes. Kata Randy, janji nggak ada micinnya, janji nggak tuh, janji nggak micin. Mosin Samsung, selamat. Halo Naya, hello, welcome to the stream. It's a chill stream, everyone. It's a chill stream. My loot feels heavy against my back. What else can I offer that amount to the price of my freedom? Please, I can't give it to you. He scoffs at me. Huh, begitu. Just when I thought you were seeing sense. But I may yet be as amenable as you have been to me. Last night, I hadn't fully understood that you play music as your primary profession. Not at first. My recent slew of guests have been cutthroats and highwaymen. I forget that I've also housed scientists and artists. I presume you must be good at your craft. As such, you need your loot more than I do. Ada Haikal, halo Naya, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Iya nih, ini juga lagi di dapur nunggu air mendidih. Bikin apaan? Bikin teh. Lu udah mulai blunder atau aku bacanya. Kalem ya. The sudden unexpected empathy leaves me speechless. He takes my silence as permission to continue. I ought to also admit it has been a very long time since someone has told me no. It irritated me to hear, but it is within your right to say. Forgive me for making it seems otherwise. Ooh. As if our cordial conversation hasn't been astonishing enough, the vampire inclines his head towards me. You are forgiven, but wouldn't everyone have thought you to be the better end? The bitter end? I imagine there must have been several nose sprinkles in there. He chuckles wryly. When properly bound and restrained, one's capacity to fight to the bitter end is quite limited. I expect this lends itself to making my guests more amenable to negotiation and to give me anything I should desire. Oh, he really wasn't expecting me to break free of my bonds. Enough with this matter. I propose we approach this from a new angle. What do you want, mortal? If freedom has no strong appeal for you, perhaps you'd be more interested in power? In immortality? Whoa, chill. Vampire-san, chill. Vampire-san, chill. Dia tiba-tiba menawarkan immortality means that dia menawarkan kita untuk menjadi vampire seperti mereka. Wow, chill man, chill. Chill ya, chill man. I don't miss the sacred when he say that last word. No, I'm fairly sure I do want freedom. I can't imagine what price I'd have to pay for the odd two. My stomach growls. But I could do with some food. Food. Even if I get out of here. The nearest village is miles away. I won't get far on the empty stomach. You would ask a vampire to feed you. A marvelously modest start to our negotiative relationship. Oh, really? Are we in some sort of relationships now, sir? Okay. Your empty stomach shall be filled. I should have a surplus of blood lying around here somewhere. Sir, bentar. Ditawarin darah. I am a human, sir. I'm not like you. I'm not your kind. I'm joking. I'm not so old that I've forgotten what mortals eat. Come with me. Oh, kita diajak makan. He begins to lead the way. I struggle to my feet but have enough difficulty steadying myself that he paused and turned to observe me. I end up using fire iron to help me maintain my balance like a metal walking stick. Oh, you look pitiful. I'm sure. My apologies for not being the picture of grace when, after a 9-day hike with a slave driving guardsman. Now where exactly do you plan on taking me? The vampire is kind enough to slow his pace and walk with me in a parallel tandem, though he stays in the shadows, and I'm in a waning light. You are astoundingly paranoid. I'm taking you somewhere I can feed you, like we agreed. You mean to feed on me, don't you? No. He says it with such disgust that I gape at him, taken back. Oh, don't even begin to act offended. Have you looked at yourself? Filthy, dragged through the prison cells and mud. Your taste most certainly will be foul. Wow, kita di-insult. Just because we are filthy. Just because we are dirty. Penuh dengan mud, lumpur. Wow, kita dihina oleh vampire. I mean, I don't mind though being. No, I mind it. Kata Hengki, Naya lihat live chatnya dari HP kah? Yes. Apakah ada masalah dengan sinyalnya? No, it's nice. Yes, I'm looking at live chat from my phone. Jadi ramaikan tagar monitor untuk Naya. Biar aku nggak lihat bawah atas. I bite back a retort about how I'm supposed to taste, more importantly. You are really not going to kill and eat me, ever? Vampire, covered in muck as you are. I have no desire to touch you. Oh wow. Such an insult, sir. You doubt me? Kata Haikal, aku pergi dulu. Oke, bye-bye. Terima kasih sudah mampir. Kayaknya habis chapter ini kita selesai deh ya. Aku udah blunder. And I can't get a read on you. Maybe it's your fetish to lure your victim into false sense of security. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? I don't know. How easily you remark on a stranger's fetishes. Are we talking about fetish? Wow. I had my suspicion that you were a traveler, but I'm certain now you could not have been raised in Illuvia. Ah yes, beautiful Illuvia, kingdom of ungrateful prudes. But they don't appreciate me here at all. I am quite certain they did not. You may have a seat and wait here, though I can't guarantee the chase won't bite. Huh, very funny. Idih bercanda Tuan Vampir. He smacks a little at that, though he thinks as if to hide it. The kitchen is nearby. I won't be long. Oh, wait, he can cook? He can cook. Mr. Vampire can cook. Really now? I caught a glimpse of his kitchen during my exploration last night. I noticed it was stocked with well-loved pans and utensils, but I never imagined that meant he used them with any frequency. I expect you'll stay put, woefully wounded as you are. If you wander off and I can't find you, I'll have to deposit your meal into the moat. Ah, very well. I'll tame my adventurous spirit for the time being. Wouldn't want your imaginary alligators to be fed in my place. You're catching on. Good girl. Whoa, sir. Did you just call me good girl again? Really? Is it like his language? Ada Kinto ID. Halo, welcome to the stream. Kata Hengki, bisa bercanda juga ternyata si vampir. Yes, bisa bercanda juga beliau ternyata. Bentar ya. True to his word, the vampire returns in short order. He sets tray loaded with roasted roots and grilled perch before me, a simple enough meal, but one of the most beautiful sight I've ever seen in the recent memory. Maulana Arif, hello mommy, hello. Welcome, it's a chill stream everyone. It's not a plate of blood. It is not. Shall I switch it out for you? No, I'll be quiet. I reach for a fork and slice into the fish, excited to savor my first meal in days. I take my first bite and it's awful. Obviously, he's a vampire. He can't cook. I thought that he can cook, but he can't. Oof. What have I done? What am I thinking? Some of the prison slop tasted better than this burnt over salted tragedy. Even stranger, I taste hint of cinnamon, garlic, and coffee. At this point, I have no idea what I'm eating, but I'm too hungry to stop. I must have outdone myself. Don't forget to breathe. Mortals need air in their lungs, I hear. It is delicious, isn't it? My fork poses against my lips. Ada pilihan God, it's really not best meal I've ever had. Be honest, obviously. God, it's really not. This is one of the worst cooked fish I've had in my life, but it tastes better than my starvation. The vampire regards me with an unreadable expression. His next words are as slow as they are measured. I've served more than 100 guests in my lifetime. Not a single one of them has described it as, I quote, better than starvation. Kata Maulana Arif, aku mau ke Om Piro dulu, Mom. Bye-bye. Lagi main Valo ya kalau nggak salah. Ada Cirenes ya? Selamat malam, Mami. Enjoying a game-nya? Yes, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Without constructive criticism, how will you improve? Surely you will not begrudge me for being honest. The vampire watches me finish my next bite. Eyes narrowed. No matter, I care not what you think of my cooking. His lower lip is unmistakably jutted into a small pout, but I don't get to see it for long. Now that I have given you a meal, you will now give me what I want in return. Iya, lagi Palo sama Kaling juga. Tadi aku lihat. Why do you keep insisting on these inane little trades? He shrugged his shoulder with a touch of derision. It is my nature. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, no service without a cause. Oh really? Fine, vampire, can I interest you in a song? He arches a brows and says nothing, but I can tell I've piqued his interest. I've seen your books, all technicality, no website. It must have been some time since you last hear a compelling story. I sip my lute on my arms, strumming it once for intrigue. A tempting little preview. Oh ya, ini tuh dia ngasih preview ke si vampire-nya untuk nyanyi a compelling story. She is a bard. Ini tuh kayak aku yang lagi tempting a little preview ke kalian gimana cara aku baca cerita. Well, I mean it's in English though. Randy, yes. If you want to sleep, then sleep. Very well, bard. A song in exchange for the meal. I lower my gaze to my lute, having a sigh I didn't know I was holding. Good. I just have to play a single song. It's a simple request, one I've fulfilled 1,000 times over several dozen taverns, but the thrill of anticipation is making my finger jitters. Just yesterday, I was grimly certain that I would never perform again. Now, I'm performing for the vampire who was supposed to tear me to shreds. Vistara bilang, aduh, ketiduran aku ya, nggak apa-apa. Nice. It means that, yeah, my voice is bagus untuk storytelling. I trace a fingernail over a single string. Then I pluck at each string sequentially, testing and tuning in turn, and then I begin to play. The vampire, who until now had a perpetual proclivity for pacing, slows, and pauses mid-step to watch me with his hand folded on the writing table. My voice turned into the best weapon I've ever wielded, stronger and sharper than any knife or fire iron. Notes trickle from my lungs, rush through my throat, and pour from my lips into a song that floods the room with a tale most forlorn. The ballad I've chosen starts melancholic. It follows a young man as life takes and takes from him. His father is the first to be taken, life cut short by a plague. His betrothed the next, abandoning him from a wealthier man. When he's brutally mugged and left for the dead, he feels as though his last remnants of peace have been thrown into shreds. He finds himself alone, left behind, forgotten. His mind is swallowed whole by rage and grief and self-loathing, until one day he decides it's his turn to take. He takes a torch to the stables of his former betrothed. He takes a noble woman's heart with false oaths and pretty words. He takes the words by storm, molding it like a wet sun to fulfill his every desire. When I finish the song, I offer the vampire a small bow. Throughout my entire performance, his gaze clung to me like a throne, never once wavering from my body. What a wretched protagonist. Oh, you don't like it? It's one of my most requested tavern songs. Ah, how baffling to hear that human men find inspiration from egocentric finale. There's a version of this song with a female protagonist. It's not always requested by men. Another unexpected revelation. Although I find the song message disagreeable, I will concede that you sung it very well. Thank you. We lapse into a brief silence, not quite looking at each other to my surprise. He is the one who speaks next. This estate, I often forget that it's like to have more than the sound of my own thoughts. Out of the cicadas crying in the night, with nothing to interrupt the passage of immortality, silence can be maddening. How much do you earn at this tavern of yours? How many songs did it take for you to afford an instrument of that quality? How many songs? I've never thought of it that way. It doesn't really work like that. I looked then at my lute. Running my fingers over its surface, it was given to me, which means I never actually had to pay for it. But I don't need to share that with him. Sometimes I compose original songs on commission, which is more time consuming but affords me more gold. As for crowd work, a classic in a well-stocked bar on a good night would net me several dozen coppers and a handful of gold. Kata Andi, halo semua, cuma mampir bentar. Yes, it's already almost finished though. I'm gonna finish this chapter and our stream is finished. I suppose it amounts to 100 songs or so if I combine the two. Of course, saving up for an artisan instrument would take even longer. Yes, 100 songs, you say? 100 songs over 100 nights, and I will ensure you have food, hygiene, and eventually safe passage from this state. Hygiene? But if I'm clean, you'll want to suck my blood. Really? Now, me, don't say that. And then you can be clean in the day and dirty yourself up in the night if it pleases you. Do what you will. His word hung in the air between us like a haze. Despite the numerous opportunities he had hurt me, he hasn't laid a hand on me all night. If my safety really is guaranteed, it's a tempting deal to take. Besides, it's not like I have many other options. Just some song, and you'll let me go? You won't try to steal my loot while I sleep? You take me for a common thief? How dare you? Such an appalling accusation when you can clearly see I still have all my fingers. The vampire raises his hand to me to say the familiarity of the gesture is uncanny. It seems to me that a powerful vampire like you can recover from serious wounds in an instant. You could once have been amputated at the... I hope you see me in your nightmares. I think I'm gonna say goodnight because, yeah, he doesn't hurt me. Andi, kerjaan baru done, get ready to sleep, bahkan di kasur nonton. Yes. Let's sleep. Have good sleep. Kata Bedo, Mami udah blunder belum? A little bit though. You realize I'm not going to sleep. I just no longer wish to be in your company. Then I hope the bed bugs do bite you. Keep speaking that way, and there may be more biting. Whoa. Then you bargain for more. Mortal. Wait. Mr. Vampire, did you imply that you gonna bite me? Really now? I clamp my mouth shut. He tried to near his window. Oh, menghilang lagi si bapak. Like before, he erupts into mist and takes off into the night in the shape of bug. But this time, he left me with a half-finished plate of unsauced a fish. Chapter 4: Harmonic Conversation. 3 chapters already done. We gonna play. Safe, bro. Yes. Alright. We're gonna play the next one later. It's already night though. It's already this time. This time, what do you mean this time? Yes, jadi karena kita pindah dulu ke scene sebelumnya ya. Ke scene main scene maksudnya. Udah mulai blunder nih. Oke, bentar ya. Kita matikan dulu. Ya. Sudah mulai blunder aku tadi bacanya. Kalau nggak salah ada 10 chapter, Raina. Nanti aku cek lagi deh ya. Tadi kita baru nyampe 3 chapter. Ya, itu tuh anggap aja tadi itu aku lagi storytelling. Yay! Oh iya, BGM-nya menyalakan. Nah, ya. Yes, nanti kita tunggu 2 menit lagi aja ya. So, thank you for coming to my stream. It's really calming stream. I really like it. Dan aku tidak terburu-buru walaupun still. Kalau sudah mau malam, sudah mau jam 10, aku udah mulai blunder. Lihatlah diriku, lihatlah dan bukalah mata hatiku. Kata Hengki, ini mau dilanjutkan di next stream gak, Nay? Yes, obviously. I'm gonna finish this. Kan jadi pakai bahasa Inggris, but anyway, aku bakal tamatin cerita dari Midnight. Yada. No, Ballads at Midnight di stream. Jadi kalian kita main bareng, oke? Jangan lupa, akan aku ingatkan lagi, besok aku stream baca paragraf yang kalian bikin. Gimana cara submisinya? Kalian langsung buka ke Twitter aku di @Naya Ishvara dan submit paragraf kalian ke form yang udah aku sediakan di Twitterku. Udah aku tweet loh, jadi kalian cek dulu di Twitter aku, oke? Oke, cek detail aku. Kata Bagas, Mami, submit G-formnya cuma boleh 1 atau boleh banyak? 1 atau banyak ya? Asal jangan sampai maksimal 2 deh. Maksimal 2 deh. 2 ya? 2. Maksimal 2 deh. Maksimal 2. Gak apa-apa. Tapi tenang. Jadi bacanya anonimus ya. Deh. Bacanya anonimus tuh gimana maksudnya? Maksudnya ceritanya anonimus, tapi sesuai dengan rules. Jadi sebelum kalian submit, baca dulu rulesnya, oke? Baca rulesnya dengan baik, oke? Biar bisa dibaca di streamku, oke? Jadi kalian sudah siap untuk sebentar. Jadi apakah kalian siap untuk submit? Iya. Kalau siap langsung mampir ke Twitter aku di @Naya Ishvara. Oke dong. Jadi kalian submit, nanti besok aku bacain paragraf kalian. Oke. Kata Bagas, 2 ya, bebaskan Mom, boleh quote atau puisi pendek itu? Boleh banget. Ya, boleh banget. Berkarya. Ya, melatih kalian untuk berkarya, melatih kalian gak tuh? Tom itu hebat. Mr. Seal the deal tanya, sampai jam berapa Mom submitannya? Sampai besok. Sebelum stream. Iya, karena posisinya udah ada di G-form kan ya. Paling sampai besok jam 5 deh. Nanti aku tulis juga di Twitter aku sampai jam berapa. Siap. Jadi, kalian tidur. Cerpen boleh nggak naik, kata Hengki. Asalkan jangan terlalu panjang ya. Jadi di rules-nya itu paragrafnya jangan terlalu pendek, jangan terlalu panjang, oke? Biar paragraf yang lain bisa dibaca di stream, oke? Untuk bagian mungkin cerpen bakal ada sesinya sendiri ya. Kalau cerpen bakal ada sesinya sendiri. Bedol tanya linknya di mana Mom? Ada di Twitter aku baru tweet tadi, oke? Jadi malam ini sekian streamnya. Makasih udah datang. Oh ya, komentar apa ya untuk stream ini ya? Oh ya, yang tadi nonton habis beres stream ini, kalian tulis di komentar, di kolom komentar, deskripsikan suara aku kayak gimana. Jangan mencoba untuk menjilat aku ya. Ekspresikan dengan jujur suara aku kayak gimana. Tulis di kolom komentar. Oke? Habis ini jangan di live chat. Oke? Oke dulu dong. Jangan lupa hashtag tagar. Hashtag Naya milik saya. Tulis di kolom komentar, bukan di live chat. Oke? Habis ini. Siap. Oke, kalau gitu makasih udah nemenin aku main visual novel Ballads at Midnight. See you tomorrow when I gonna read your story and read your paragraph. Oke, see you tomorrow jam 8 seperti biasa. Selamat malam ganteng, malam cantik, malam manis. Ramaikan tagar Naya milik saya dan juga komentar di bawah. Jangan lupa like dan juga subscribe. Ingat lagi komentarnya ya. Komentar di bawah suara aku ini kayak gimana, deskripsikan. Oke. Bye bye. Thank you for coming. Cie, nungguin ya. Ngaku kalian nungguin secret ending kan? Nggak ada dong, secret endingnya udah habis. Pulang. Mending kalian turu. Nggak ada secret ending, nggak ada. Bosen lah, udah dari 2 stream kemarin nyanyiin mulu kan. Udah mending sekarang dimarahin. Turu kalian semua, turu. Pulang kalian, pulang. Tom, pulang kalian. Bye bye. Kalau nggak turu, nggak gimana sih, ya udah lah ya. Dah.